Hi, VencoreWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Monday, December 7th. A chilly morning here in the Mid-Atlantic region. Quite a bit of frost around in the Philadelphia suburbs. Some low-level patchy fog. It'll be a relatively decent day with high temperatures near the 50-degree mark this afternoon in much of the I-95 corridor. Slightly colder tomorrow as a weak cold front comes through later on in the day or in the overnight hours. It'll turn milder towards the end of the week, and it looks like it'll be quite mild for the upcoming weekend. In fact, high temperatures could very well meet or exceed the 60-degree mark in much of the I-95 corridor come Saturday and Sunday. Longer term, it looks like we'll gradually get colder as the second half of the month progresses. In fact, let's start off this morning's video discussion with a look at 500 millibar height anomaly charts. And we'll see how the pattern will kind of evolve to a colder and colder pattern as the month of December progresses. This is from the Penn State EWAL site, and what we're looking at is last night's 0Z GFS ensemble run, the 500 millibar height anomalies. This is the current condition right now. All the reds here indicate high pressure ridging, and it pretty much encompasses much of the nation here. There's a little bit of an upper level low that'll come through our area on the dry side, but high pressure ridging here basically dominates, and until this ridge here starts to pull to the north and west, we'll stay relatively mild. Again, it looks like another mild week, and especially by Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of this upcoming week. But let's jump ahead now 5 days and take a look at the height anomaly forecast. And here we go. This is the 5-day forecast, 500 millibar height anomalies. Notice this strong ridge still there, but now gradually pulling to the north, basically focused on southeastern Canada. Still some ridging here in the Mid-Atlantic region. Again, this is 5 days out, but notice this deep upper level trough here over the western part of the country. Basically what's happening in the next couple of weeks is that colder and colder air will pour across the North Polar region from Siberia and head into the western part of the U.S. and eventually by the latter part of the month, and we'll go ahead another 5 days in a moment here, this colder air will actually start to move to the east in this fashion here. So the cold air source on the other side of the pole will supply cold air mass into this fashion towards the northwest coast of the U.S. and then into the western U.S. This is 5 days out. Again, the key to all this is that this strong upper level ridging will pull, kind of retrograde to the north and west. Let's go out another 5 days. Well, here we go. This is 10 days out now, the 500 millibar height anomaly forecast. That ridging that right now is centered mostly over the U.S. really pulls to the north here 10 days out, according to last night's 0Z GFS ensemble run. Meanwhile, cold air spills over the polar region from Siberia into the western U.S., and by 10 days out, it's starting to edge its way across the nation, really from the western U.S. first into the central U.S., and then by sometime the third week of December, and then leading into the fourth week of December, that colder air pattern will move all the way across the nation into the eastern part of the U.S. Here's another way to look at the evolving temperature pattern that will be changing over the next couple of weeks here in the eastern U.S. This is another model, the CFS model, Climate Forecast System, put out by NOAA in terms of temperatures departure from normal. This is the 6 to 10 day outlook. Still very mild here in the northeastern part of the country. All these reds and oranges indicate above normal temperatures. Colder air confined to the western U.S. Again, this is the 6 to 10 day forecast from last night's 0Z CFS model run. By the way, all of these maps available on tropicaltidbits.com. Let's now jump to the end of the month. This is December 27th to January 1st. And here we go. We see quite a different pattern here in terms of temperature anomalies by the end of the month. Again, it looks like we'll turn progressively colder during the third and fourth week of December, so that by the end of the month, we'll be near normal here in the Mid-Atlantic region, basically colder than normal across the south And again, warmer than normal, kind of retrogrades up into Canada along with that upper level high pressure ridging. That's the key to the change. That gives way by moving to the north and west. Colder air will actually trek from west to east across the nation during the second half of the month of December. Well, let's now get back to the short term here. Again, these maps from tropicaltidbits.com. Using last night's zero-Z GFS model run, we'll look at this evening, Monday evening, and then 24 hours later, Tuesday evening, then Wednesday evening, and Thursday evening. All in all, a relatively quiet and mild week. We were concerned about a potential nor'easter for this week. Last week we were concerned with that. It now appears as if it'll miss the I-95 corridor, basically pull off to the north and east. There is certainly the development of a coastal low here, but again, it looks like it'll stay just far enough to the east that will stay on the dry side. You cannot completely rule out a sprinkle in, let's say, the DC metropolitan region later today, early tonight, but for the most part, that coastal system will bypass us to the east. And here's the forecast map for tomorrow evening, Tuesday evening. By this time, high pressure generally in control here as that mid-Atlantic low pulls way off the east coast here. It'll tend to be a couple degrees colder tomorrow as a weak cold front comes through later today, early tonight, and that'll send temperatures, high temperatures down a few degrees tomorrow afternoon compared to this afternoon. Here's the forecast map for Wednesday evening. Another weak system will be pushing towards the I-95 corridor, and it cannot rule out a potential shower later Wednesday night into the day on Thursday. Most likely just clouds around from this next weak system, and once that pulls on by, we'll get into milder air. In fact, let's jump to the next 24 hours here, the Thursday evening forecast map. And here we go. By Thursday evening, notice here the isobar pattern showing southwesterly flow of air in the Ohio Valley, and even a weak flow starting to set up here in the northeastern part of the country. Will certainly turn milder in the Friday, and it looks like Saturday, Sunday time frame, perhaps reaching 60, even higher than that in some areas of the I-95 corridor on Saturday and Sunday. So the mild weather will continue right through the week, especially in the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday time frame. But all this cold air out here in the west will gradually work its way across the nation, and will get progressively colder as we go through the second half of the month of December. That's it for now. For VencoreWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorey.